What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Troyan YouTube channel here with another rocker reaction. So I'm Troyan. I'm a rock musician. I mostly do music reaction videos, but I'm a huge fan of the Final Fantasy series. I played most of the mainline games, beat most of the mainline games. I only really haven't touched like the MMOs in 15, and I played a bunch of the spin-offs. Big fan of the series, and a friend of mine messaged me, is like, dude, did you see that Final Fantasy 16 trailer? And I'm like, no, I haven't. So I'm going to react to it. First time, haven't seen this. I'm pretty pumped for it. So yeah, I'm going to check out the trailer for Final Fantasy 16 and see what it's all about.
You all know the target. Shiva's dominant. And only the dominant.
How do we even know the girl will be among us?
Our kind do not question orders, we follow them.
Sergeant, let's summon their icon.
Icon? That thing's a bloody mountain!
Our foe will not relinquish their mother crystal easily. This will be a bitter fight.
You should not be out of doors. We have discussed this. Come, Joshua. Your father will be expecting us.
I am Joshua's shield. I'm sworn to protect him.
What do you mean you refuse? Did you not pledge your sword to our cause?
What does it matter? It was the Dalmex who drove back the Crusaders in the Battle of the Twin Realms, was it not?
Without the blessing of the Mother Crystal, we cannot defend our realm from the spread of the Blight.
Dragoons. Imperial Vipers. Do they really mean to invade us?
Shit.
It's the Archduke's son.
Phoenix.
Stop this!
On fire. But that's impossible. The legacy of the crystals has shaped our history. I'll kill you. If it's the last thing I do.
Dat MIDI instrumentation. Ooh, yeah, give me that sweet MIDI. Alright, so yeah, that was the Final Fantasy 16 trailer. So, darker than I expected. Like, I wasn't expecting that much blood and gore. I talked with my wife about, oh, maybe we'll watch this together, and I got, I decided I would pre-screen it because there have been some games that we play RPGs together. She loves the Final Fantasy series, but she has rage quit some games, and I'm glad I watched this trailer without her because she might not have handled that super well. So general thoughts on the direction that the game seems to be going in. So it really feels like this is heavily Game of Thrones inspired in terms of the aesthetic and in terms of like both the visual aesthetic and just the general like darker aesthetic that they seem to be going for. It feels like this was in development when Game of Thrones was like sort of at its zenith and at its height, and so they saw how popular that was worldwide, and I think we're incorporating some of that into the game because typically the series goes back and forth between futuristic, modern, and fantasy that sort of alternate back and forth between the two general aesthetics, and so it was about time for them to do another medieval Final Fantasy, and with Game of Thrones being so popular and like it being the big fantasy, it sort of made sense to pivot towards that dark direction. And this one, it definitely feels like it feels darker than any other mainline series entry based upon the trailer. It feels more Western than any entry in the series except for maybe 12. But I think this is a better mixture of like sort of the general Japanese aesthetic and more Japanese like visuals and storytelling and like character beats that you get from Japanese storytelling, but mixing in that Western darkness and grit. And I think it's actually it feels more cohesive and feels more like a Final Fantasy than maybe 12 did based upon just the trailer. But it does seem like it's going to be a much darker experience, which is, probably what the goal was with the trailer. Does it look good? I'd say I'm cautiously optimistic about it. For me, it's all about just like, do you have a good story to tell? And so it looks like there's promise for story. It looks like there's strong promise for story, and so I want to see where the story goes. But based upon the trailer, it looks like it could be potentially great. But, there's not too much to go off of right now. But it seems definitely much more darker, much more Western than most entries in the series. But I feel like it's going to do a better job of... I feel like this one's probably going to be more character-focused than 12 based upon the trailer. And so because of that, I think this should be at least like, as we rank the series, probably at least somewhere in the middle. Based upon the vibes I'm getting. I could be completely off base. It could be trash, or it could be the best one. Who knows? Let me know what you guys thought of this trailer in the comments below. Be sure to do the liking, the commenting, the subscribing. If you're interested, I've got a Final Fantasy II audiobook that I'm doing on this channel, so check out those videos. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and have a good one. Bye, everyone.